fix this shit. This is Born Strategist, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about something that really fucking pisses me off, and that is game disconnections. Now, the reason why I want to go ahead and talk about this is because, well, recently I was playing a Tower 3 survival mission in the Void, okay, in Warframe. And just in case you guys don't know what that is, essentially it's kind of like like a horde mode mix with point defense, because you kind of have to go ahead and guard these areas that provide you with oxygen or life support, and that keeps you alive. And you don't want to go ahead and go too long without activating one of these capsules, because if you don't, you're going to die. So basically, there's a number constantly ticking down in the upper left hand corner of your screen, and if that number reaches 0, then you automatically die. So the idea is to keep that number above 0 for as long as you can and kill whatever you can, so that you could have a good chance of obtaining desirable loot, such as mods. And every 5 minutes, you're rewarded with a special item, which they call, like prime rewards or whatever it may be. It could be, like a golden fusion core. It could be like a prime chassis or a prime blueprint or whatever it is. And that's basically the gist of it. And the reason why people do this is so they could obtain the best loot in the game. Now, recently, I just went through with 2 other people, and we were having the time of our lives, getting good loot, modifications, prime drops, whatever, right? And around the 45-minute mark, I believe, I was disconnected from the game. Okay? Disconnected from the game. Not from the internet, disconnected from the game, for whatever reason. Now, if this were just a one-time issue and it only happened one time, it wouldn't have been such a big fucking deal. But this has happened to me. Not once, not twice, not thrice, but fucking like 10 to 12 times so far. Okay? And this is fucking unacceptable. The fact that this happens as often as it does literally pisses me off. And this is not the first time I've encountered this issue, so I'm not just taking this out on Digital Extremes and Warframe, okay? I've seen this happen with Bungie's Destiny, to where you can go all the way up to the end of a Nightfall and all of a sudden just be kicked out of the fucking game and have to do it all over again, okay? And then it's not just with Destiny or Warframe either. There's other games that give you the same exact shit. Could you imagine getting to the end of a very difficult boss battle only to have your game freeze and you have to do the whole fucking thing over again? You'd be pretty fucking pissed. It's like telling a fucking prize fighter, hey, guess what? You just fought the biggest fucking match of your life, but you didn't win it because no one saw it. Do it over again. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm not gonna fucking do that. That is bullshit. And the reason why I'm doing this angry fucking commentary is not to, get views or, make people feel sorry for me. It's done just because this is something that just doesn't affect me. This affects a lot of people that play games such as this. And when you play a game like Warframe, you're going into this in an attempt to get very desirable loot. And when you're deprived of that said loot after all that hard work and dedication, it really pisses you off. Okay? Especially when it happens on more than one occasion. And this is an all too common occurrence. And for me, that's unacceptable. Okay, I am not content with mediocrity. I am not content with crap. And unlike a lot of people, I will sit here and tell them straight to their face, regardless of who they are or what they do or what position of power they're in, that if you fucked up, you better fix a fucking issue such as this. And if I'm constantly being disconnected from the goddamn game, then guess what? I'm not the only one. Because once again, this is not an internet issue. And without going into the fucking details, guess what? I have a great connection. Okay, so this is not an internet issue. I'm not being disconnected from the fucking internet. And when I got disconnected the first time after like the 40 or 45 minutes that survival mission on a Tower 3 survival, I tried to reconnect. And I did. I reconnected for 15 fucking seconds before I got kicked out of the goddamn game. Now, this was an issue that I had also countered the day beforehand when I was trying to go after a particular aura, which is kind of like a rare mod that's offered on these hourly missions. And when I went in there, I kid you not, I went in with a friend, got all the way down to the end, killed every single enemy because it was an extermination mission, which is, you basically just kill everybody aboard the ship and then you try to make it to the extraction. We killed everybody. We were heading for extraction. Guess what? Got disconnected. And the friend that was with me was kind enough to go ahead and wait before he tried to extract so I can get back in. But because they won't allow you to rejoin some players for whatever fucking reason, probably due to the fact that the mission is already fucking done and they don't want you to get an easy victory, I couldn't get in there. So I went back in, not once, not twice, but thrice, fucking probably about 4 or 5 times actually, because I got disconnected multiple times. I had to fucking restart my router on 2 separate occasions, and every single time I went back fucking in, I tried to stay in there for longer than 30 seconds. And guess what? Couldn't do it. And the thing was, if they couldn't, sync my information or wherever the fuck it is, then why in the hell would you even allow me to sign into my profile? Why would you allow me to have access to my profile? Why would you allow me to have access to all my Warframes, weapons, and whatnot if you're just going to disconnect me from the fucking mission? This is fucking unacceptable. Fix this shit. Okay? When people go into a game like Warframe or like Destiny, the whole point of playing these games is to, 1, enjoy yourself, and 2, get desirable loot. And you should never, ever have to be concerned about being disconnected from a game company's servers. Okay? You should never have to be fearful of that. You should never have to think, well, I better hurry up and get to the fucking extraction point before I get disconnected and lose all I fought so hard to obtain. Because that is complete and utter bullshit. Bullshit. Fix this fucking issue. And the thing is, I'm not letting this go. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be compensated for my fucking loss, as should you all. Not one of you should ever have to be content with crap. If you're getting screwed out of loot, regardless if it's in Destiny or Warframe or whatever fucking game you're playing, you better make sure that you go through whatever the hell you have to do to make sure that you're rewarded properly. Because if you don't, they're not going to fix these issues, they're not going to acknowledge these issues, and they're going to keep screwing you over and say, hey, I'm sorry, but you just got fucked. And that's not an appropriate excuse. Okay? Now, like I said before, if this was like a one-time issue, or maybe happened like twice or maybe thrice, I wouldn't have fucking been so fucking pissed off. But when you spend over an hour in some fucking missions, only to get fucked out of everything you worked so hard to obtain, you're not only not enjoying the game, but you're fucking getting pissed off at the fact that you just got screwed out of an hour's worth of your time. You just lost an hour worth of your life that you're never going to get back. And don't underestimate the value of a person's life, okay? Especially 1 hour of their life. Humans don't live very long. And the fact that you screwed them out of an hour of their life, okay, and ruined, their fucking gaming experience, pisses me off. Now, if this would have been a provider issue, which it wasn't, but if it would have been a provider issue, then rest assured I would have focused all of my anger and aggression towards my provider, as should I, because it wasn't Digital Extremes, if that were to happen, but it was in this case. It was Digital Extremes, and it was Warframe, okay? If I'm being disconnected from the game, and I have a clear and solid connection to the internet, guess what? It's not my provider's issue, it's Warframe's issue. It's a Digital Extremes issue, okay? And I'll go ahead and try to do a follow-up video on this to let you guys know what's going on, if there is anything to follow up on. And I think it's in the best interest of all of you that do get screwed out of loot or get disconnected from servers for whatever reason that isn't a provider issue. Make fucking a complaint, okay, with whoever you have to do it with, and then it'll let these people know in the future that they will not get away with it. Okay? But I'll let you guys know what happened in the end, because this is something of interest to me. And as an advocate of consumer rights, I do not like this shit one bit. Okay? I don't like the fact that corporations take advantage of consumers simply because they feel that they can. And that is why I'm going to go ahead and follow through with this, because I'm seeking compensation, as should you all. Don't allow yourselves to be screwed out of shit that you worked so hard to obtain. Bullshit. With that said, thanks for watching. If more objective reviews, strategy guides, commentaries, and more angry fucking videos such as this, stay tuned to this channel.